Orders of the day, today Tuesday, 5th of May 2026 at 2:30 p.m. Order number 1, administration of oath.
Next order.
Order number 2, communication from the chair.
Honorable members, I wish to recognize the presence of teachers and pupils from Kaumoni HGM School in Ukea Ward, seated at the Speaker's Gallery. They are here on an educational tour to learn the procedures and operations of the County Assembly as a legislative arm of the government, which is taught in history and government subjects. Honorable members, I therefore recognize the teachers and pupils seated here. And once called by name, according to the parliamentary traditions, each should stand and take a bow as a symbol of respect of the authority of this parliament. Teachers. Teacher Stella Mwe, Deputy Head Teacher. Teacher Jefferson Isika. Teacher Josephine Wanzia. Students' leadership or learners' leadership. His Excellency, the Deputy President of Kaumoni HGM School, Muwa Muthoka. The Cabinet Secretary for Justice and Peace, Charlene Wambui. Cabinet Secretary for Health and Sanitation, Honorable Faith Motheo. Cabinet Secretary for Education, Honorable Lucy Kaleche. The Cabinet Secretary for Information, Communication and Technology, Eva Mweni. The Cabinet Secretary for Welfare Affairs, Nicholas Mbada. The Excellency Governor, Grade 9, Purity Wayua. The Honorable Senator, Grade 9, Prince Baraka. His Excellency, the Governor, Grade 9, Lucy Nganda. The Excellency, the Governor, Grade 7, Lydia Mwikali. Excellency, Senator, Grade 7, Brian Mumo. Honorable members, the Constitution of Kenya establishes or creates 47 county governments in Kenya. Each of the 47 county government comprising of the county executive and the county assembly. The county executive is an arm headed by the governor and the county executive committee members. In this case, county government of Makueni, the county executive is led by His Excellency Governor Mutula Kilonzo Jr. The county assembly is a legislative arm of the county assembly or government led by the speaker of the county assembly. And it comprises of elected and nominated members of the county assembly. In this case, Makueni has 30 wards, which are electoral wards. And we have 30 elected members of the county assembly. The learners of the speaker's gallery, they come from Mukia ward, and therefore they are usually represented in this house by Honorable Engineer Dolo. Now, the functions of the county assembly, 1 is to approve budget, 2 is to vet and approve nominees to occupy public offices, those are ministers, and 3 is to exercise oversight or supervising implementation of the county government programs. Honorable members, I wish to inform the House that the schools from across the county and the country continue to visit the county assembly and parliaments as part of their civic education and exposure to our democratic institutions. These visits are important opportunities for young learners to observe firsthand the proceedings of the House and deepen their understanding of parliamentary practice, leadership, and the role of the elected leaders. Therefore, take this opportunity to welcome all pupils and teachers who are at the Speaker's Gallery and extend appreciation to the school for the efforts they have made for the learners to be here with us today. It is our hope that such visit will inspire the young generation to embrace the civic responsibility, appreciate the democratic values, and perhaps in future that these students will take up leadership roles of members of the County Assembly, governors, senators, and future speakers of the County Assembly. This House is kindly requested to acknowledge and accord our visitors the usual courtesy and wish them a fruitful visit. Thank you. For the information of learners, before I give members an opportunity to speak, the business of the County Assembly is contained in a document called an order paper. An order paper is an agenda paper which is organized in 8 orders. One being the administration of oath or swearing in of a member of a County Assembly in case a new one has been elected. 2, there is communication from the Speaker. In this case, I have just made a communication on briefs and updates to members of the County Assembly and public. 3, messages. Messages, these are special messages for consideration by this House from His Excellency the Governor. Petitions. Petitions are direct complaint of the citizens to the County Assembly on matters affecting them, and they do not wish to process them through the elected leaders. 5, papers. Papers, this is notices of papers or reports that are to be discussed. Then after that, we have notices of motion. Before a motion is debated, a notice of that motion is given, and all the requisite information is supplied, so that in the subsequent sitting or the next sitting, members will have perused that motion, understood it, for them to be allowed to come to debate on that motion. And then the order number 7 is statements. Statement is where members of the County Assembly representing various wards and political parties who raise on the floor to ask questions from County Executive and demand answers for purposes of accountability and oversight. Lastly is item agenda number 8, which is motions. The motion is a proposed question on an issue that is under discussion, and that requires members to support, others to oppose, but ultimately the role of the Speaker is to put the question so that then members will take a vote by way of voting yes or no. In other words, voting a yes or nay. Thank you very much. Honorable members, I will give you opportunity to say something about our visitors before I give further directions. Member for Kasikyo Ward, Honorable Ruben Kavai.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. As I take the opportunity to welcome students and teachers from Kaumani, from Kaumani School, where Honorable Ndolo comes from. Honorable Ndolo is a friend to many. He's also the minority leader at Makwende County Assembly from Muungano Party. He's a deputy. And therefore, I'm taking the opportunity to welcome you and feel at home as you advance to your learning mission. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Teacher Sarah Mbilo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, for the opportunity. I want to take the time very humbly to welcome the students, teachers, and the community from Kaumoni HGM School and say that I am proud to take the time to welcome them, having been a teacher and even being here. We say and believe that once a teacher, always a teacher. I want to say to the teachers, the BOM, the entire community of HGM, Kaumoni, you have done well to plan today to come to this honorable house with your students to come and learn from here. You have done the best thing that can be done to students. I want to let you know that before I came to this assembly, I was a teacher for many years, and the last school was Kadamba Primary School, which is just next to your school. And I want to say, having been a teacher, I'm always proud to be associated with the students, teachers, and the entire community where learners belong to. So I am proud to be associated with you and happy to have you today in this assembly. I want to appreciate the teachers and the BOM because what they have done to you today will remain with you and even for your entire life. Simply because as students, you will never forget that you once visited the assembly. In this assembly, you will learn so many things. One, you will be able to tell the others that you met the speaker, and the speaker is a very senior person. They are even not known by students. They are very rare to be seen and even to be met. So you are very, you are in another place. You don't belong to the same place with those who didn't come here because you have seen the speaker, you have heard him talk, you have seen the way he dressed, not even in a photo, but physically. So I want to say that was the best step that was taken by your teachers. And the students who visited this house, you will be different from today. Because I want to assure you that in the future, you will be our future leaders. Most of you will be MCS, MNS, member of National Assemblies. I have heard you have come with your senators. Even in the future, you can be a senator of this county or any other county in this country. You can even be the governor. Or even one of you can be our future president, simply because you visited this honorable house. It is this from this honorable house where you are inspired, where you learn, you see, and you even convince yourself you can be anything. So I want to promise you that when you go back, make sure that you are disciplined, work very hard, set goals, and make sure that you achieve those goals. Use your teachers well, and through that, I want to promise you that your future will be very bright. I want to say that discipline combined with hard work, determination, you just say, if others made it, why not me? I want to say success will be yours. To you teachers, I want to tell you that it is not a must that you retire as teachers. You end your life as teachers. Your tomorrow is only God who knows. But I want to tell you, being a teacher in this world, you can be anything. I am here in this assembly from Kadamba Primary School, where I was the head teacher. Today, I am a member of this assembly, having been nominated by His Excellency Kalonzo Musyoka with his party wiper. And I want to tell you, teachers, also work hard. Don't look back, or don't say that you are working like so and so. Just do your best, and your future will even be different because of the good work that you are doing in schools. Remember, our former president, our late Daniel Moi, was once a primary school teacher, and he is among the long-serving presidents of this country. And many people wish he can come back because he performed well, and he is among the best presidents. So being a teacher, you can be anything. I want to send you, when you go back, tell your parents that you came to this honorable house where your MCA serves, Honorable Ndolo. And unfortunately, he is not in today. He is somewhere on another duty, but I want to confirm to you that he is among the best MCAs in this assembly. He is hardworking, he is a leader, he is a role model. So when you go back, tell your parents that they elected well, they only need to support him and keep praying for him. such that he continues serving you well, the way he serves us well in this honorable house. Again, I would like to send you, because I know you are neighbors to Kadamba. When you meet the students, teachers, parents, and the community from Kadamba, tell them I am proud to be associated with them. That was my last school, and I am happy for having been in that school as my last school, because I also served well there, and I am also their friend up to today. Take my regards, say hey to them, and tell them I also wish them success and wish them well. I want to say also to the speaker, I want to appreciate for the time you have given me to welcome the students, teachers, and anybody from the school community who has accompanied the students to this honorable house. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Honorable Cosmas Kaleli.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Allow me to join my colleagues in warmly welcoming the student and teachers to this honorable house. This displays the commitment to learning and exposure to the civil education, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, allow me to, for the purposes of a TOCOM, because they come for learning purposes, as an expert to educate the students a bit and possibly the teachers, because we are here because of the 2010 Constitution, which, Honorable Speaker, you are one of the champions then who supported the initiative to have 7 county assemblies, the Senate and the National Assembly. A county government is a replica of the national government. So ideally what happens within the prisons, the only difference is the level of governance, because at county level, we talk matters mostly concerning the county, and you know our counties are unique. But at national level, the talks about the entire nation. Honorable Speaker, allow me to maybe a bit to inform the learners that we have 49 speakers. The National Speaker, Assembly Speaker, the Senate Speaker, and the 47 county Assembly Speakers. Fortunately, our Speaker for 3 consecutive years was voted the best Speaker. And that is actually a reflection of the Makueni County Assembly. And that's why we came first, then Siaya is the second after Makueni on matters of the debate, representation, and of course of oversight, because that was ideally what an assembly should be doing. Honorable Speaker, for matters of learning, Kenya is a free democratic state whereby we have this practice of democracies. And I appreciate the new model of learning in our schools, because at least we are learning the purpose of election right from grade 1. From junior primary, junior secondary, from primary, junior secondary, because we are electing leaders from our low learning levels. And that creates importance of election, and that will guide the future leaders. Maybe in the past, we were not aware what exactly means with electing leaders. What qualities of, because we have the presidents, we have the representation from the reflection of the county government, the national government in our schools. And when you are doing elections, I'm sure those names, those who are mentioned by the speaker in the hierarchies of representation in the school represents people with qualities. And I want to congratulate you. That is just a beginning. It's a step towards the leadership of the nation and the future leadership of our county. I would wish to encourage you, and maybe because some of the schools don't entice, don't welcome this idea of learning. Once we were in school, Kenya had only one parliament. because the Lancaster Constitution allowed only one, the National Assembly. We should not get a calendar to fit us, most of us, to go for benchmarking or learning at Senate. But we are privileged. Under the current constitutions, every school is welcomed for learning purposes in these assemblies. So I encourage you to come one again, invite other schools, tell me, inform them about the good learning models in these assemblies. At least we can be at par in future. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Welcome and congratulations, team. Thank you.
Honorable Aris Motier, member of Fonzamani Vingan Ward.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, allow me respectively, Mr. Speaker, to join my colleagues to welcome the students, to welcome the teachers, pupils, and whoever else guest is in that list, Mr. Speaker, to this chamber, Mr. Speaker, which is the Makueni County Assembly. Mr. Speaker, my colleagues have forgotten to mention that the way the structure of this assembly is structured or built, this is the most beautiful assembly we have in the whole country, Mr. Speaker, out of the 47. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, it is a place we pride ourselves in, that we come here and legislate, ensure that we domesticate the county laws that we make here and ensure that they are in favor of the normal mwananchi. Mr. Speaker, I know the pupils are wondering whether this is the number that is usually in this house. Mr. Speaker, it is also very important for me to mention, out of my invitation notes, that we have members, Mr. Speaker, who have been participating in our sports. And as we speak today, they are in Mombasa, representing the whole country, Mr. Speaker, under what we call the East Africa Local Authority Sports and Cultural Association, Mr. Speaker, under the umbrella of CASA, which is the County Assemblies Sports Association, Mr. Speaker. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, as we continue legislating, oversighting, and all that, Mr. Speaker, it is also important for them to know that our members participate in sports, that is football, volleyball, athletics, and all that. And we have a huge number that is representing us. Mr. Speaker, while my colleagues were doing their invitation notes, I remembered something that happened way back. Mr. Speaker, I know the multi-party system started in 1992 when the likes of the James Orengo and the six bearded people, guys, Mr. Speaker, were fighting for this country. But Mr. Speaker, for me, that time I was a young man. I think 1992 should have been in class 4. And I didn't understand what politics was all about. But Mr. Speaker, another chance represented itself in 1997 when I was in Form 2. Mr. Speaker, in 1997, that is when, that time, the ruling party was KANU, and then there was this opposing group that was so fiercely debating at the National Assembly. And one day, on 19th June 1997, that is when the Minister for Finance, Musalia Mudavadi, was responsible to present the budget for 1997-1998 financial year, Mr. Speaker. And there was a huge debate on the floor. And Mr. Speaker, that day I decided, at a given point in time, I will sit in such houses. I saw a guy, let me call him a guy, Honorable George Museti Anyona, the only member who was elected under Kenya Social Congress, the only MP from that party, but he was leading that opposition debate. Of course, he was joined by the likes of Raila Amolo Odinga, Martha Karua, our Charity Ngilu was there, Mr. Speaker, and so many other names, including Michael Kijano Amalo, Mr. Speaker, who was very eloquent in English. And Mr. Speaker, I could follow that debate, and it was so very interesting. And I knew these are the real people who define what this country is all about. Mr. Speaker, you will allow me 0.5 minutes to conclude my invitation notes. Mr. Speaker, I remember Paul Muito on that debate, explaining what is inflation is and how microeconomics and microeconomics, Mr. Speaker, interrelate, and what drives a good budget for the National Assembly, and why we needed to have the inter-parties, Mr. Speaker, what we used to call it the IPPG, why it was formed. And Mr. Speaker, I decided at that time that when I grow big, I will ensure that I have mastered what it means to the pupils on the gallery. I have listened to preachers. I have listened to motivational speakers. And Mr. Speaker, one thing I have known, the pupils on the gallery, I have listened to preachers. I have listened to motivational speakers. And Mr. Speaker, one thing I have known is that what you put in your head that you will one day achieve, you will one day become, Mr. Speaker, if you work towards it, you actually become that person. So I have listened to you, the governors, the senators, the president, the deputy president. If you put in your mind that you will achieve that, believe you me, one time, you will be in positions to make decisions in those positions you've mentioned. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, mine is just to encourage them. The grades that you aspire to get, the knowledge you are getting out of this place, Mr. Speaker, and everything else that you are said to do, including the teachers, Mr. Speaker. If there is a teacher who has never dreamt of driving a Range Rover, whose logbook will be in his name, in Jesus' name, one time you will drive that car. Put it in your mind, work on it, and it will come to pass. Mr. Speaker, while I was on your desk, and we were having a very candid discussion, I have told you, 2027, which is next year, Mr. Speaker, I will be vying for a member of parliament, Kibwezi East, and I believe I will win that seat, Mr. Speaker, and I will go to the National Assembly and sit on that seat where George Anyona was seated that time, and where Orengo at a given point and Raila Amolo was seated. And I know Kenyans will be watching me from the televisions as I make this country a better place to live for everyone. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for that opportunity.
Honorable Josephine Mwasa.
Asante Bwana Spika kwa kunipatia hii fursa ya kuongea. Mimi nitaongea Kiswahili sanifu lugha. Kwa majina naitwa Josephine Mwasa. Na changu ni kusema karibuni sana kwa walimu na wanafunzi wa Kaumoni AGM. Yangu ni machache tu, nasemaje. Kwa wanafunzi, muwe watiifu kwa walimu wenu. Muwe watoto wenye upendo kwa walimu wenu. Nanyi walimu muwe na upendo mwingi kwa watoto wenu. Sababu ni, kama mtoto hutatii mwalimu wako, basi inaonekana hata masomo yako haitaenda sambamba. Kwa nini? Bila kuwa mtiifu, hakuna mbali utaenda. Hata uwe profesa nani, hakuna mbali utaenda. Na cha pili, wale ambao mnaokaa na wao, marafiki zenu huko nyumbani, nao wawe ni marafiki wa kuaminika. Sioni utashinda aje na mtu ambaye ulewa, ama ulamba tumbere, na wewe uwezi kuwa si mlevi. Na hapo ndio watachangia kuwa wewe uwe na tabia mbaya. Hapo ndio patachangia wewe uwe sio mwaminifu kwa mwalimu. Hapo ndio itakufanya hata katika community unayotoka hutaaminika. Kwa hivyo, nawaomba na nawasihi watoto wetu, muwe watoto wenye bidii kwa masomo. Hata kama utakuwa senator, MP, women rep ama speaker, unaweza kuwa kitu kikubwa duniani kupitia kwa yale masomo yako utakayofanya. Hata huo unasoma shule ambayo hata ni ya chini kabisa, utakapokuwa umepata ile cheti yako ya shule ama umalize hiyo university yako, ulimwengu wewe mwenyewe ujikakamue, ujichunge, ujijue wewe ni mtoto wa kivipi, utakaa maisha gani utakapokuwa mkubwa. Na ukianzia pale chini, hata uende university, mambo yako hayatabadilika. Na kwa kweli walimu wenu nao watakuwa wanaringa, wakisema yule mtoto wa fulani ati ndiye ameletwa na ile helikopta, watasema huyo ndiye yule mtoto wangu nilimfunza. Kwa hivyo utaheshimika kwa boma, utaheshimika kule ulikotoka, na walimu wenu watakuwa wanawasifu. Mimi sina mengi. Kama mwenzangu vile mheshimiwa amesema, 1992 hati ndiye alikuwa standard 4. 1992 ndio na mimi nilikuwa nazaa my last born. Kwa hivyo unaweza kufikiria. Na 1978 nilikuwa namuimbia Rais President Kenyatta nikiwa standard 6. na nilikuwa nimerudia kwa vile nilikuwa nataka nije number 1. Na Rais Kenyatta alipohaga dunia, pakaja President Moi. Nakumbuka tukiwa Mtwapa pia tukimuimbia. Nikatoka huko mpaka saa hizi. Si mnaona ni safari ni mbali hiyo. Kama singekuwa mwenye hekima na mtoto ambaye ameleleka vizuri, singekuwa kwa hii bunge ya Makueni ambayo tunakaa na spika wetu ambaye mnafanya kumsikia Douglas Mbilu akipita hamwezi kumuona, lakini saa hizi mko hapa mkiangaliana ana kwa ana. Na pia bwana spika, nasema ni hongera na kongole vile unavyotuonyesha unatubuild our future, na pia vile unakuwa na urafiki na gavana wetu Mutula Junior Kilonzo, na mnakaa mnajadiliana mambo na mnakonzoa mambo yale ambayo yaendi vizuri. Hivyo ndio roho ya utu. Congratulations bwana spika. Na nafikiria kwa vile wewe ni brother yangu utaenda mbali. Hata apart from kuwa wewe ni speaker, utakuwa kitu kingine kikubwa. Asanteni sana, na mimi nashukuru bwana spika. Mimi kitambo nitoke hii bunge nitakuwa miaka 66 na ninaringa. Kwa hiyo na nyinyi watoto ujikakamue na msife moyo. Hata baba awe mlevi ama mama awe anafanya kibarua, soma kwa bidii. Siku moja utakuja kumjengea nyumba, watu waseme hakika yule mtoto wa fulani ameinua hiyo boma. Utakapokuwa na certificate yako, haitasema baba ni mlevi ama mama analima kibarua. Hizo ni wakati tu, ni changamoto watoto wanapitia ama watu wanapitia wanapokuwa wanakuwa. Mmesikia? Na msiwe na aibu. Hata ukiwa umevaa nguo yako yenye kiraka, siku moja ni wewe utavaa ile suti ya 100,000. Watu hao wakisema we, ukifika kwa mlango unapigiwa salute. Kwa hivyo siseme hata umevaa nguo yako ya kupasuka kwetu kuna shida. Sema hiyo shida iko kwenu, ni wewe utaitoa. Fanya bidii kwa masomo ndio na wewe uje kutoa ile shida iko kwenu. No matter hata babako ni mlevi ama mamako yukoje, haijalishi. Ukimaliza kukua na ukipata pesa, utaka maisha yale unayotaka. Asante bwana spika kwa hayo machache. Thank you.
Mheshimiwa Josephine aweza kutupatia hotuba vile aliweza kumwimbia Rais Kenyatta. Baadaye akamwimbia Rais Moi. Baadaye nakumbuka akimwimbia Rais mtarajiwa Mheshimiwa Stephen Kalonzo. Na hivi sasa amechaguliwa na chama cha UDA, anakaa mkutano na Rais Ruto. Kwa hivyo unaonekana ndoto yako ilikuwa kukaa na kujadiliana na marais. Sasa natumai ya kwamba MCA wa Molala ya Mali ameweza kuyapata hayo. Ukiwa na ndoto ya kukaa na marais, basi utakaa na marais. Honorable Janet Mwikali Kitunga. And Honorable Janet Mwikali Kitunga, you know there is a member who has left the floor and he was trying to give us history and how old he is and where he was in 1982. Member from Zambani Vingoni. According to him, it's many years ago. Take the microphone. This one. You will tell us where you are in that 92.
Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker, for this opportunity. Mr. Speaker, I take this opportunity to welcome Kaumoni Comprehensive School to this honorable house. Mr. Speaker, I would say that we have taken our children to school. Children are in school, they are getting education, and when they leave school, Mr. Speaker, with very good papers, you find that the behaviors are very strange. We have people in this country who have gone to school, but the behaviors don't match with the papers which they have. My dear children, I'm kindly trying to say that when you are in school, blend your performance with discipline. Because if you lack discipline, you will not be useful to this country. Be an obedient child, be hardworking, and you take care of time. As you sit there, I know you are dreaming. You have a dream. You are dreaming to be someone. You have a career in your mind. How will you achieve that dream? It is through hard work and discipline. We have children who we are calling the Gen Zs, who are, including my children. I am not separating myself from the behaviors of the present world. You have children who have very strange behavior nowadays. Why? Because they feel that they know everything. They know everything. Then I ask myself, I believe that education is a means of social transformation. It's a process. You are taken through that process so that you can be made something which is important into this. You can be made someone who will be important to this world. Someone who can behave differently because of the education which you have gotten through this process. The dialogue between teacher and the learner should be seen when you are going through that process of education. It is a process of developing critical thinking and awareness. When you are going to school, you should be different from the people who you live at the village. However, I don't believe there are children who are not going to school. I would say that education is a tool for liberation, not oppression. We are expecting you, when you get that education, to be a totally different person in the society. So when you are in school, remember, discipline, education, and the hard work will make you a person who will be purposeful in this world. Remember, you are not alone. You are being empowered to critical consciousness, where you become aware of social, political, and economic contradictions, and the work to overcome them. Because today you are seeing how governance in this country is. There are questions you are asking yourself, but if you have not equipped yourself in the education which you are getting now, you will not be of use in this world. We are going to age ourselves, we are going to become old, but we will be relying on you children. So teachers, please ensure you bring the best out of these children. Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker.
Leader of the majority party of the day, Honorable Felix Boniface Mateto, member for Wote Nzio Ward.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, that has been my dream, and today it is now. Mr. Speaker, I stand as a neighbor to our visitors from Kaumoni AGM. What your ward is neighboring the Ukia ward. And Mr. Speaker, mine is just to welcome them and encourage them that education is very key. And they joined this assembly for the learning purposes. I just want to wish them all the best, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, something I did not say. Mr. Speaker, I was almost becoming a teacher, Mr. Speaker. I was admitted in Kilimabok Teachers College one time for almost a week, Mr. Speaker, but I didn't want to be a teacher, Mr. Speaker, and I sneaked and left some school fees there, and I went to Nairobi, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, I am partly a teacher. 1 week in college, and I actually enjoy what teachers do. And if there are people who do some very good job as teachers, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I remember my nursery school teacher, still alive, and Mr. Speaker, we normally meet, and she gives me a lot of respect. And I try to recall how she taught me. We used to call them A, O. Ooh, that is how we used to do it. That was another system. That time.
A, E, O, O.
Exactly, that was it. And I'm always very happy because she always remind me, and she gives me a lot of respect. And that time she used to cane me. So teachers, you are very good mentors, and we want you to mentor the pupils because we want them to become more than you are. That is the main intention and why we congratulate you as teachers for very good job, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, one time when I was a boy, I used to get a lift from a man who was a neighbor. And he used to come home every weekend with a pickup branded East Africa Industry. Actually, it was branded one side Kimbo, the other side it was branded Blomband, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, because I used to take milk to our hotel here in hotel, my mother used to talk to that man, and he used to request him to give me a lift to take some milk to the market, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, if you know Kamunolo, there was a very long, I don't know what you call it, drift, Mr. Speaker. Then I didn't know how to hold myself in the car. I used to hit the screen with my head. And that guy used to beat me, slap me. And as I actually came out of the vehicle, he used to give me 10 cents. 10 cents, you could buy 2 sweets that time. And Mr. Speaker, I said, one day when I grow up, Mr. Speaker, I said, I will buy a car like this one, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, I worked very hard. And the first car I bought was exactly like that car, Mr. Speaker. That tells you have to have a dream and work very hard to make sure that you achieve that dream, Mr. Speaker. So this is something that I would encourage our pupils to know that if you dream of doing something good, definitely with a lot of effort, you can make it. Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker.
Member for Cascade Ward, what is your point of information? Yako ya taarifa ni gani?
Asante sana Bwana Spika kwa kunipa fursa hili maradufu. Mwanzo nikushukuru sana manake umeona ni vizuri kuleta ndugu zetu kutoka ile shule ambayo Kaumoni wakuje kusikua na kusoma masomo hapa. Mimi nimefurahia sana kwa hayo. Pili, niwashukuru sana walimu kwa kuwaleta wanafunzi hapa wakuje kusoma venye huwa mambo hapa inaendelea. Niseme ya kwamba mara ya kwanza nilikuwa nimeongea kwa lugha ya Kizungu na nimefikiria nisimame kwa hoja ya nidhamu niweze kuongea kwa lugha ya Kiswahili, manake dadangu pale mheshimiwa nimesikia imerarua vizuri, nikasema ni vizuri pia niongezee kidogo. Wazazi, tafadhali mtie juhudi sana kwa kuwalea watoto. Unajua venye wazazi wanatakana mkue, kitu cha kwanza ni kuwalipia karo ikiwezekana. Pili, vile kuna upande wa nidhamu wazazi, msaidiane na walimu kuwalea watoto wenu. Upande ule mwingine tuko na watoto, hakuna njia nyingine isipokuwa nyinyi kutia juhudi iwezekanavyo. Unajua dunia ya leo ya hapa Kenya na ulimwengu mzima, ile kitu ambayo inahitajika, dunia inaendezwa na teknolojia. na ni lazima pia vile vile mkuwe wajanja kwa masomo, na nafikiri Mungu atawasaidia. Nikiwaangalia mkiwa pale juu, nimeangalia vizuri sana, manake hapa tunakuanga na Mheshimiwa Ndolo. Nimeangalia pale na nikaona vile vile kuna ma-MCS wako pale juu. Nimeona vile vile kuna ma-senators wako pale juu. Na vile vile kuna wabunge ambao wako pale juu. Na hiyo yote itatokana na juhudi ya masomo yenu. Nikitamatisha niseme ya kwamba muweke Mungu mbele na mtie juhudi kwa mambo zenu. Asanteni sana na Mungu awabariki.
Honorable members, that marks the end of your contributions. I have a few remarks to make. Honorable members, as you know, students are allowed to come to the County Assembly as a way of interacting and sharing experience, learning from the members of the County Assembly. There's a subject related to this in their studies, and therefore learners need to be exposed. I call upon the other teachers and teachers from other schools to expose their pupils and learners not only to the county assemblies but also to the National Assembly and Senate, and not only limited to the legislative institution but also the executive institutions, including the office of the governor and other offices. This exposure is not a request, it's not a favor, it's a mandatory, is a right to the children and a constitutional requirement. Member Focus Keu, umesema ya kwamba wazazi wakiweza walipe karo. Hakuna njia ya kuweza. Kulipa karo ni lazima na ni haki ya watoto. Kwa hivyo basi na kukosoa kukueleza ya kwamba ni jukumu ya wazazi kulipa karo na ni haki ya watoto kupata elimu mashule. Na ndio maana kama serikali pia tuko na jukumu la kuhakikisha kwamba mipango yote inakayosaidia watoto wa shuleni imekuwa pale. Kwa hayo machache, nimefurahi sana kwa niaba ya Bunge wa Makueni. Tunaomba msamaha kwa sababu wengi wa wenzetu hawakuweza kufika leo kwa sababu wako kwa hafla nyingine ya kuwakilisha bunge na nchi yetu ya Kenya kwa michezo ya Jumuiya ya Afrika Mashariki kule Mombasa. Kufika hapo tunafikia kikomo kwa shughuli za leo. Honorable members, time now being 15:40, this house stands adjourned until tomorrow, Wednesday, 6th of May 2026 at 2:30 p.m.